You have all these visions of the child that you're going to have, and then mine changed, and I had time to readjust my vision of what my child's life was going to be like. The results of the non-invasive prenatal screening that we had gotten showed that Juliana had an increased chance of having Down syndrome. Personally, for us, we chose not to pursue diagnostic testing. For us, it wasn't going to make a difference. All of the things that we could do to prepare, meet with the developmental pediatrician, meet with cardiology, we could do with our positive screen. Once we got the non-invasive prenatal screening results back, we were able to meet with a lot more physicians just to help give us a little bit more information about Juliana. So we met with the developmental pediatrician. He was able to really talk through what life as a person with Down syndrome or as a family with someone with Down syndrome in it is like. People with Down syndrome have an increased risk for a couple of things, and he was able to really talk to us about that and give us some really accurate information about that. One thing is people with Down syndrome have an increased risk of heart defects, and so because of that, we were able to meet with a pediatric cardiologist, and they could take a more detailed ultrasound of her heart just to find out if she would have that, and if so, it let us just make decisions about what hospital we would deliver at. I was able to connect with the Down Syndrome Diagnosis Network, or DSDN. That was all moms of babies who either had an increased chance of having Down syndrome or they had had an amnio and had a diagnosis of Down syndrome. So that was a place where I was normal, and that was huge for me. Life now is great. Juliana is 3.5. She's in preschool. She loves music, and she loves dogs, and she loves playing outside and climbing, and she loves coloring.
You go through a process of your ideas being lost of what you thought was going to happen and having to acclimate to new information and new ideas. But as I've gotten to know Juliana, she's literally exactly everything I've wanted in a daughter. My son is just as charismatic and caring as I could ever wish. I watch the way he cares for his sister, and I couldn't be prouder of him for that. We wouldn't change anything, you know. We've always kind of approached life as a team, so it's been great to have our 2 kids come into that team and see how they both are buying into that team mentality.
Juliana really was the missing piece. I feel like our family is exactly who it's supposed to be. The story you had in your head when you were pregnant, it's different for every kid. But for us, we just got a heads up ahead of time that it was going to be different. We had time to really rewrite that story in our heads to let us get to the place of we know a little bit more of who we're going to meet.